Okay, Grand Rising, everybody. Let's start filling in these boxes for what happened yesterday. Starting out with Puerto Rico. Eight seven two 3230. I told everybody about that 460. We'll see about that in a second. 2355. That's 15. That's 6 and 24. Some of these I'll know like right off the top of my head. Like I remember 442, giving it to you. I remember 125, numbers do not lie. Definitely remember your 039. 90, deuce, deuce will keep falling. 6696. Look out for quad sixes. 0704, sum of 11, 2, and 20. Okay, Texas. Texas gave us 067. How many people remember me telling you 067 would fall? 891. How many people remember me telling you 891 would fall? 217. How many people remember me telling you 217 would fall? And then 936. I told everybody, watch out for the sum of 18, 9, and 27. Let's see here. Okay. Alrighty, now let's get back to business here. Okay, so we're down to the four digits. 8315 6603 7555 5754. Watch out for quad fives. Ohio. 288 714 4875 6661. Watch out for quad sixes. Georgia, 3 draws. 470 917 859 4580 4591. I gave you 5931. I gave you Michigan. I told you the sum of 11, 2, and 20 was prevalent. 735. I promise you would see that one straight. 5, 5, 2, 8. I gave you 0931. Florida. 861. I gave you 194. I gave you 4937. I gave you 8872. Look out for it. Okay, North Carolina 373. 597. I gave you 5742. I gave you 4727. Watch out, watch out. South Carolina. South Carolina gave us your 617. And I told you to watch out for 102. 3119. 7789. Look out for quad eights, quad sevens. New Jersey. 215. I told you to watch out for 215. I told you the numbers that I select are not ordinary numbers. I told you that I promise these numbers will show up and show out. Watch out for quad zeros. Maine, Vermont, New Hampshire. I gave you 689. 895 5730 3071. Sum of 11, 2, and 20. Pennsylvania. 811. Sum of 10, 1, and 19. 331. Sum of 7, 16, and 25. One of my favorites, 6200. 4278, Iowa. Sum of 12, 21, and 3, 606. Let's see here. 493 I gave you. I told you that number was extremely hot. 3211 I gave you. 9530 I gave you. Indiana. 074. I told you 603 would continue to keep falling. They dropped 063. I told you to watch out for 2170. I told you to watch out for 3478. Kentucky. I told you to watch out for 322. Told you to watch out for 904. I spoke with my aunt on the phone. There was a member that has subscribed to this YouTube channel that I spoke with. You should have had this number. Remember, I tell everyone, we don't gamble here. We go for what we know. And when you know a little something about numerology, and when you know a little something about energy, frequency, and vibration, all of these things will come together. So there's your 8018, young lady. 7796, Rhode Island. Rhode Island. Where are you, Rhode Island? I gave you 1698. I gave you 5366. Delaware. Everybody remembers me giving you 440. And I know you remember my 655. 8548. My favorite 7532. Missouri 286. 485. 1555. Watch out for quad fives. 3466. I gave you 3466, Virginia. 007. Nope. Watch out for 007. We got 077 and 399. Told you about that 0160. Told you about that 0104. DC. 701. 853. And 461. 9165. 8332. 2551. New York. 477. 527. 7991. 9025. New Mexico. 480. I warned you about. 758 was on our list. 9475 was on our list. And 9119. Okay, let's get started, ladies and gentlemen. How's everybody doing this grand morning? I'm going to take you into my Discord channel. As you can see, my number one number, I promised, I kept my promise, 795. They dropped 597. Ladies and gentlemen, I guaranteed 597 would fall straight. I told you to pay attention to the verbiage. Focus on my top 5 3 digits, which I promise my top 2 big money patterns and triple dollar signs will manifest from 726 to 731. Yesterday was 729. I also guaranteed the number 4 number to fall straight in North Carolina. 597 did exactly what I said it would do. 419 and 194. Obviously, I promised and guaranteed that number would fall straight. Who's listening? Who's paying attention? Who's following my winning instructions that a 5-year-old can hook up with? Okay, here we go again. So I have 8872, right over where we at? Where we at with your 8872? 8872, right there. We're going to jump back to that. I don't want to confuse people. 9153, ladies and gentlemen. I triple dollar signed it, promising you would see that number on yesterday's date. $9153. They dropped 5931. 859, I promise would fall straight, ladies and gentlemen. 859 fell straight multiple times. Number one number, promised. And let's see here. Nine three six, ladies and gentlemen. You're 936. I guaranteed it straight. 936 guaranteed to fall straight. 936 fell straight. 639, I promised would fall on yesterday's date. Focus on my top 3 digits, which I promised my top 2 big money patterns will manifest from 724 to 730. Yesterday was 729. Today is 730. Number 2, promise kept. Here's your proof. 4575, ladies and gentlemen. They dropped 5754. I told you to watch out for that number between the dates 724 and 731. I said it would fall in Texas. Ladies and gentlemen, I promised 714 would fall straight multiple times. Who listened? Who paid close attention? Okay, let's see. 714. Seven, 3, 5. I promised my number one number would fall straight every single time. 3091. I promised 3091 would fall box yesterday. 3091. I promised that number multiple times would fall. It fell on schedule. Who's listening? Who's paying attention? Who's following winning instructions? 903. I guaranteed that number would fall. They dropped 039. And as a matter of fact, let me see here. 039. Okay. 093. 093, I guarantee would fall after having a conversation with 635. Number four, guaranteed. Here's where you need your pen and paper. Pen and paper out, ladies and gentlemen. 373, no matter what. North Carolina. 899, you will see. Guaranteed. 096, ladies and gentlemen, sum of 15, 6, and 24. You will see that combination. Look for it in Iowa. Look for it in Michigan. Look for it in Puerto Rico. 506, you will see this is coming from your 373. So 605 brought your 373. Write that down. You will see 571 or 517. You will see 394 over and over and over again. You'll see it in Kentucky. Guaranteed it went to Iowa. Look for it in Tennessee. 2 states before, 2 states after. Your 604, this is coming from your North Carolina midday. I promised it would show up and show out. Went to the Puerto Ricos. 913, ladies and gentlemen, you will see 913 over and over and over again. Look for it in Pennsylvania. Look for it in Texas. Heavy Texas. 2 states before, 2 states after. Those numbers are by way of North Carolina. Ladies and gentlemen, 733. This is for your North Carolina. I promise that number would drop. It stayed on schedule. You got 6831. Write that down. You'll see that in Rhode Island. 2 states before, 2 states after. Don't leave out Texas. You're going to see 3896, ladies and gentlemen, over and over and over again. I want you to look for that in Rhode Island. 2 states before, 2 states after. You are going to see 2547. Your 2547 is extremely strong for North Carolina. Look out for 2746, North Carolina, heavy North Carolina. You're going to see 7354, North Carolina. 6310, Virginia. Michigan. And those numbers are North Carolina, 2 states before, 2 states after. Your 7245, ladies and gentlemen, I promise you would see that combination. They dropped 5742. Promise kept. I told you to focus on my top 4 digits, which I promised my top 2. 1, 2. Boom, boom, boom. 0865, you will see Georgia, 2 states before, 2 states after. 8210, Kentucky. You'll also see it in Maine, Vermont, New Hampshire. Watching out for 8265, extremely strong combination. You'll see that in Michigan. 2 states before, 2 states after. Watching out for 5668. 5668 is extremely strong. You'll see that in Delaware. You'll see that in Rhode Island. 2 states before, 2 states after. Watching out for 3871, no matter what. You'll see that in Texas. "5568 is your only number on fire. I want you to pay close attention to the fire today. Would you look at that right there, ladies and gentlemen? 3749. The only number on fire. A 5-year-old can pick that out. That number was delivered to Florida, 4937. Promised that number would fall. Promise kept. Put it in writing as proof. 632-849. Write those down. You will see those combinations. I need you to write down 708 and 861. Your 861 is extremely strong for Florida. Watch out for 875. 875 is extremely strong. 875, I guarantee, will keep falling. It went to New Mexico. Watch out for 739. 739 is extremely strong. You will see 739 in Georgia. You will see 739 in Tennessee, 739 in North Carolina, 739 in Iowa, 739 in Virginia. 2 states before those states and 2 states after those states. $849, no matter what. Maine, Vermont, New Hampshire. There's your 816, ladies and gentlemen. I promised that number would fall. That number fell for my VIP members. From 726 to 731, I told you to watch out for it. I put a promise on it. 644-440. Boom, boom, boom. 440 answered the promise. On fire, straight. I need you to watch out for 210. How many times do I have to tell you that I know what's going to happen? Ladies and gentlemen, you will see 258. Your 258 is DC, New York, Missouri. 258 is also New Jersey, Ohio, and Tennessee and Puerto Rico. Those numbers are by way of Michigan, 2 states before, 2 states after. There is your 560. Your 560 is good for Puerto Rico, Michigan. I promised that number would show up and show out in Michigan. I'm keeping that promise. Four, two, 5, 3. You will see. Write that down. Look for that in Delaware. Ladies and gentlemen, 7463. You will see Indiana. 8255 Michigan. 8652 Michigan. Nine 684 Rhode Island. Your 8624 is extremely strong, ladies and gentlemen. I want you to watch out for 8624. You will see that combination over and over and over again. And that is the sum of 2, 11, and 20. Those numbers are by way of Michigan, 5528. I promised that number would fall in Michigan. I promised it would also meet the deadline. Somebody gonna start believing me before The first 4920, you will see 4920 over and over and over again. Watch out for 2922. Ladies and gentlemen, you will see 695 deuce. Your 695 deuce is a DC hookup. You'll also see it in New York. Watch out for 3410. You will see 5487 over and over and over again in Indiana. 5487 is an Ohio number. So watch it 2 states before, 2 states after, especially in Georgia. You're going to see 5297. You're going to see 8170. Those are by way of Ohio. As you can see, the 5748, I promised would fall. They dropped 4875. I told you focus on my top five 4 digits, which I promise my top two. 1, 2. I told you to watch out for it between the dates 728 and 83. One day. Remember, investing, not gambling. 224, 288. You're going to see these combinations over and over and over again. Watch out for 792. I think we got 704 right there. 704. I guaranteed with double dollar sign. I am promising that number will continue to keep falling. Why? Check it out. So you got 470 right here. Then you have 074 right here. I told you it would keep falling. Now that was guaranteed. I want you to stick around and pay close attention. 246, 387, 246 and 387, you will see. I want you to watch out for 247. And 986. I also like 689. Guaranteed, Maine, Vermont, New Hampshire. Ladies and gentlemen, here's your 288. I guaranteed that number would fall straight. I told you to watch out for it. I said it would manifest between 727 and 81. I double dollar signed it as proof that I guaranteed it would fall. Then you have it down here, 828. I promised you would see that combination. All you had to do was believe me. 911, 229. You will see these combinations over and over and over again. 458, you will see. Your 458, Maine, Vermont, New Hampshire. Your 458 dropped in Missouri on a guarantee. Watch out for 146. You will see 146. I promised it would fall. It went to DC. You're watching out for 913. Ladies and gentlemen, no matter what, 470 will fall straight. "952", you will see 952. You will see 356. 952 and 356. 952 and 356. Watch out, watch out. Those are by way of Georgia. There's your 407. I promised that number would show up and show out for the VIP. And would you look at this, ladies and gentlemen? Georgia. Where did it go? Georgia. You better leave me alone. 9763. Ladies and gentlemen, you will see 9763 over and over and over again. Look for it in Virginia. One, 2, 9, 3, you will see. Guaranteed. Nope, I promised that one. 8450, Georgia. 9761, you will see. Look for that in Rhode Island. 4445, 6840, you will see 6840 over and over and over again. Georgia. 2 states before, 2 states after. Ladies and gentlemen, there's your 8450. I guarantee that number would show up and show out by the deadline date. As you can see, I told you, focus on my top 5 4 digits. They will manifest between the date 7/22 to 7/29. Yesterday was 7/29, so I met my deadline as proof that I knew that number would show up and show out. Guaranteed. 853 deuce. Write that down for Texas. You also see it in Delaware. Watch out for 2490. Extremely strong. 8531 Texas. 2498. Ladies and gentlemen, you will be seeing that combination. New Mexico. 2 states before, 2 states after. I want you to watch out for 8143, extremely strong combination. Texas. 0834, no matter what. Watch out for 2467, North Carolina. And those numbers are by way of Texas. Ladies and gentlemen, 911227, you will see. I need you to watch out for 783 over and over again. I'm going to give you the same numbers. You got to be listening for the big money pattern. 517, ladies and gentlemen, you will see Texas. You're going to see it in Georgia. You're going to see it in South Carolina, New Jersey, DC, and New York. Watching out for your 831. You will see 831. You are going to see 067 over and over and over again in Texas. Watching out for 830, extremely strong 830. And you will also see 102 fall straight. Guaranteed. Those numbers are by way of Texas. There's your 607. I promised you would see that combination. I told you, focus on my top 3 digits, which I promised my top 2 will manifest 725 to 731. I also guaranteed it would show up and show out in Texas. That was the first place it visited. 006 and 442. Your 442 is a Tennessee hookup. Write that down. 859, ladies and gentlemen, you will see 859 over and over and over again. I promised it would show up and show out in Maine, Vermont, New Hampshire. You're watching out for 524, extremely strong. 124, that's another extremely strong combination. Look for that in Tennessee. You see that in Texas. And 604, that is going to be a no matter what number, it has graduated. You will see that combination in DC. You'll see it in Kentucky. You'll see it in Iowa. You'll see it in Indiana. And Puerto Rico, 2 states before, 2 states after. Watch out for 531, Pennsylvania, no matter what. And if you remember your 760 is in the mix, watch out for 109. Those numbers are by way of Tennessee. As you can see, I promised 442 would show up and show out for my VIP. I told him to look out for that number between the dates 728 and 83. The only number on fire. Boom, boom, boom. 1843. Watch out, watch out. Ladies and gentlemen, you will see 8173. You will see 5143. You're watching out for 8176 no matter what. 2290 is a Tennessee hookup. Be sure to run that 2 states before, 2 states after. You will see 2930 make its debut in New York. And 1920 extremely strong, New York and Tennessee. Watch out for 8311, Iowa, 5073. Ladies and gentlemen, I triple dollar signed it because I knew that number would show up and show out, promising my VIP that you could hit that number. Maine, Vermont, New Hampshire. Ladies and gentlemen, 0395. You're going to see 3785. You're going to see 642126145074. These are by way of North Carolina, 2 states before, 2 states after. 2641, ladies and gentlemen. That is a Georgia hookup. You will see that number over and over and over again. I promise that. 844, 833, you will see these combinations over and over and over again. Be sure to watch out for 128. You will also see 253. Your 253 is extremely strong. Some of 10, 1, and 19. Watching out for 735 to fall straight, I promise. Boom, boom, boom. You're going to see 703 over and over and over again. You are watching out for 847 and 843. Those are by way of North Carolina. Ladies and gentlemen, there's your 703. I promise the only number on fire would do what it was supposed to do. 474, you will see 474 over and over and over again. You are also going to see 044 in Delaware, 2 states before, 2 states after. I already promised it would fall straight. You will see it again. Watch out for 310. You will see 326. Remember, I called out 326 at the beginning of this live. If you're not picking up on these big money patterns, something is wrong. 857, you will see. 260, you will see. Look for that in Iowa. Also, 138 is extremely strong. You will see that number over and over and over again, right along with 970. Those numbers are by way of Florida, 2 states before, 2 states after. Ladies and gentlemen, there is your 206. They pulled 260. I promise that number would fall. I'm continuing to stay on that promise. Watch out for 8632. You'll see that in DC. You're watching out for 0236. Texas, Puerto Rico, two states before, two states after. Don't leave out Pennsylvania. You're watching out for 8690 7154, one of my specialties. Ladies and gentlemen, you will see 6232. Your 6232 is Rhode Island, two states before, two states after. Watch out for 3260, extremely strong combination. Those numbers are by way of Florida, two states before, two states after. There's your 5714. I promised that number would fall. It fell on my promise. 300, 716. 716. I guaranteed you would see that number in South Carolina. 760. It's singing a song right now, ladies and gentlemen. I promised 760 would fall in Texas. Watching out for your 871. You will see 120. I told you, it's singing a song. Boom, 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 boom. That's a promise right there. I want you to watch out for your 854. Watch out for your 951. You will see 760 and 716. There's your 120. There's your 102 as promised. 120 straight. Ladies and gentlemen, 771. You will see over and over in Virginia. You're going to be looking out for your 354, your 537. I told you 537, 357 would be falling. I said to watch out for that number on 729. That number dropped 729, 735, Michigan. I promised it would fall straight. Watching out for 703. You will see 703 over and over and over again. Watch out for 260 to make its return. Ladies and gentlemen, there's your 537 guaranteed. 3579, you will see this combination over and over. 9462, no matter what. 9048, no matter what. You're going to see 7059. You're going to see 4648 over and over and over again. 6850, you will see. Also, 9827, you will see. Those are by way of Georgia. There's your 4684. I guaranteed that number would show up and show out. 5189, 9118. You're going to see these combinations. Watch out for 8931. 8931 is a very strong combination. You'll see that in Michigan. You'll see that in Texas. You'll see that in South Carolina. Two states before, two states after. 1453, no matter what. 7620, no matter what. 4191, South Carolina. You are going to see 7032, Indiana. 0725 is New York. Need you to watch out for 9189, extremely strong combination. 9188. These are Texas numbers, two states before, two states after. I promised 7620 would fall. They dropped 7260 on that date. 266660. Your 660 is extremely strong. 660, I promised, would fall in Iowa. You are going to see 136 over and over, guaranteed. 325 promised. Watch out for 437. 437 is no matter what. You'll see that in New York. Watching out for 320, 328, and 123. Those are by way of Texas. There's your 437 right there, ladies and gentlemen. Watch out, watch out. 3880 deuce deuce. You're going to see 971 over and over and over again. 971, I guaranteed, would show up and show out. You will see 830 over and over. Look for that number in New Mexico. Look for that number in DC for you flips and mirror people. You are watching out for 157. You are looking out for 586, extremely strong combination. 289, you will see, and 210 is singing a song. Those numbers are by way of Michigan, 2 states before, 2 states after. As you can see, we knew that 586 would make its debut. I promised that number would fall, and it did. 5196, ladies and gentlemen. I keep telling you to stop playing around with me. You will see these numbers over and over and over again. You will see 5196. I promised it would fall in DC. Ladies and gentlemen, 5981. I am promising you will see that number in Texas. 2 states before, 2 states after, Rhode Island. Watching out for 6751. Watching out for 304 deuce. You will see these combinations over and over and over again. 5897, you will see. Watch out for quad ones. 6156, you will see. Look for that in Ohio. Those numbers are by way of Michigan. There's your 4203. I promised that number would fall straight. What did they pull? 4203. Watch out for 9287. You will see 9287. Watch out for 3924. You will see 3924. These numbers are by way of Ohio. You're going to see 2543, 1010. You're going to see 6789 and also 2983. Watch out, watch out. Watch out for your quad deuces and quad nines. There's your 011. Ladies and gentlemen, I promised 011 would fall for my VIP. Watching out for 114 and 277. You will see 587. You will see 096. Over and over and over again. Watch out for 589. Watch out for 205. Extremely strong combinations right there. You will see 854 and 610. Those are by way of Ohio, 2 states before, 2 states after. Ladies and gentlemen, as you can see, I promised 205 would fall straight. 205 fell straight for my VIP. 5820, you will see in New York. You'll see it in Iowa, 2 states before, 2 states after. 3557, you will see. You're also going to see 0975 in New Mexico. 3756, you will see. Also 5237, North Carolina. Also Ohio and Michigan. There is your 5753. Ladies and gentlemen, I guaranteed that number would fall for my VIP. It did. 5164, you will see this combination over and over. 7231 is a no matter what combination. 9108, Kentucky. You're going to see 2237 over and over and over again. Watching out for 2143. Ladies and gentlemen, 2170. I guarantee that number would fall straight. How many people are with me right now? I can't keep doing this forever. Watching out for 4586. Ladies and gentlemen, you will see that in Ohio. 909, you will see. Look for that in Virginia. You will see 669 over and over and over again. Watching out for 903. Your 903 is a very powerful combination. Ladies and gentlemen, you will see 206. You will see 386, 623, 486, and 146. So as you can see, a lot of time, a lot of energy, a lot of knowledge goes into these predictions. We're going to see what we guaranteed. We are going to see what we promised, and we are going to see what we said would fall straight. Okay, before I get started, let me go through a few of these. Okay, I don't see anything on that one there. Let's go check out this. Oh, I know which ones I want to take a look at. Ladies and gentlemen, 701 straight. DC. Promised. DC. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, 477, the only number on fire, New York. Straight. Promised. I told you. This would manifest between the dates 7/23 and 7/29. Yesterday was 7/29. 477 acted on my promise. Okay, let's move on to your 7991, 7919, 1799, 1979. I think we got a hit on 1979, 1979, 1979, 1979, 1979. Boom, boom, boom. 1979, ladies and gentlemen. Where are my New York people at? They dropped it. I guaranteed it. Okay, let's move on to your 527. 527. 527, I promise would fall straight in New York. Watch out for 528, 529. You will see 204. 704 was already in the mix. And last but not least, let's go for your 9025. 9025. 9025, I promise, would fall for my VIP. A 5-year-old. How many people peeped that I put that only number on fire and called it to fall straight? I just want to know, is everybody with me? Is everybody with me? Okay. All right. I'm going to go ahead and start totaling these up here. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44. One quick second. So we got 44, 44, 125, 125, 125, very first number. Promised, straight. That's 45. So I guaranteed 45 numbers would fall on 729. My Jamaican friends, they hit all of my numbers. Why? They play all of my numbers. Okay, let's take a look at what I promised on yesterday's date. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Hold on, I got to start over again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33. 33 numbers I promised would fall on yesterday's date. There's no reason that you should not have at least half of those. You should have at least 15, 16, 17 promised hits under your belt in your bank account. Straight numbers, we did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 numbers I provided straight. Let's see how many of these numbers did I promise would fall straight. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Nope, I'm sorry, take that back. It's still at 5. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 of those numbers, 15 of those numbers I promised, 15 out of 16 I promised would fall straight. Ladies and gentlemen, we're coming to the end of the month, and it's just going to be very, very difficult to keep providing this type of accuracy at less than minimum wage. You do realize that I'm basically charging a little over $5 for these predictions. So again, until you can see, recognize, and identify value in my work, you will never win. I'm providing promised and guaranteed hits every single day. 45 guaranteed, 33 of the 45 I promised. 16 I called straight, and 15 of the 16 I promised would fall straight on 7/29. I will see everybody at the winner's table no matter what.